out for you, which is going to take you through 3 rounds of exercises. The first round, we're going to be doing some strength work. The second round is going to be core focused, and the third is all fitness focused for you. We're going to take you for a warm-up. We're going to make sure that you are prepared for the workout. Once we finish the workout, we will ease out your aches and pains with a little bit of yoga as well. So lots of things going to be happening. We're going to be working for about 45 seconds with 15 seconds of recovery. You're going to need a little bit of space, and I'll be with you with every single repetition as well. I've got a mat nearby me to make it a little bit more comfortable when we go down to the floor. But other than that, let's start our mobility workout, and then we can start to get you ready for the main part of the workout. Just start opening up the arms across the body, starting to create a little bit of movement through the shoulders and around through the chest as well. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to take this mobility down to the feet and start to mobilize from the ankles, the hips, and through the thoracic spine as well. So this is the upper back. And as we start to mobilize through your body, we're just going to start to make your movements feel a little bit better before we then start to draw some blood into the muscles where we're going to be working, and then start to increase your heart rate. Let's take you into a little bit of a squat here. So lower your hips down towards your heels, keeping your back straight. With every repetition, you might start to feel like it's a little bit more comfortable to go a little bit lower. So just start to explore what that range of movement feels like for you today. Then from here, we're going to take you into a step back lunge. So take a large step, then lower the back knee down towards the floor, step up and alternate the legs, just so you can start to feel that big range of movement. As you take that large step and that knee drops down towards the floor, you'll feel a little bit of a challenge in terms of stability. So sometimes just focusing on something directly in front of you will help keep your balance as well. Okay, just loosen up for the body here. Great stuff. Let's take you into a little punching stance. We're going to jab, cross, jab. We're going to switch those legs and again jab, cross, jab. Now, as you start to throw these straight punches forwards, what I want you to do is I want you to pivot off your feet and actually start to connect everything from your foot all the way to your fist. Now, the benefit of doing this is it starts to engage all of the muscles that we're going to be working, and in a dynamic way, start to warm up through the upper shoulders so we can start to put some force through those arms when we start to do exercises like our press-ups and some of our other bear crawls. We've got some upper body exercises there as well. Okay, just loosen yourself up. Now imagine you've got a skipping rope. I just want you jumping off the floor, starting to get your heart rates up a little bit higher. So just imagine you're just pushing off the floor. This will not only start to activate through the work in the calves, but also just help produce a little bit of force to get you up off the floor. Now just start to move yourself from side to side. One of our first exercises today is going to be some movement from side to side. So we want to make sure that we're preparing you for every single movement, especially in the warm-up. Now, just scissor the feet forwards and backwards. So 1 foot forwards, 1 foot backwards. Keep that movement going. And you can start to feel your heart rates coming up. If you're wearing a heart rate monitor, you're about to check out those numbers as they start to rise. Good work. Okay, and just loosen up through the body here. Let's take you into a jumping jack. So just jumping the legs and the arms out towards the sides. And again, we just want to bring your heart rates up. So just start to feel that dynamic movement. Now, one of the things that we can do to increase your heart rate a little bit more is start taking your arms a little bit higher up over the head as well. And then from here, what we're going to be doing is we're going to pivot the feet to one side, reach your arms up high. I want you to drive your knee up as high as you can. Then we're going to pivot over to the opposite side, arms go high, and again, drive your knees up. And we're going to do 3 on each side as we increase your heart rate. And at the same time, what we're going to do is you're going to start to feel that big movement coming in and out of the hips. As you do that movement, not only is it going to prepare you for some of the exercises we've got coming up, it's a really good way of starting to get some mobility into those hips and keep the heart rates up as well. Let's do 3 more on each side. Now, the next move that we're going to do is going to be taking you through our first exercise. So this is called a speed skater. We're going to push dynamically from side to side with your arms being in this athletic stance as well. And as you start to push off from one side to the other, create that big range of movement. So we're going to do that for 45 seconds. Then we'll have a 15-second break when we come down to the floor. Let's get you ready. Start to push off those arms in a dynamic way. I want you to create as much range of movement as possible. So if you can travel 1 meter or potentially 2 meters, then do as much range of movement as you can. And you can bring that foot to step inside if you want to create a little bit more stability. But if you can, stay in that low athletic position and drive your arms from one side to the other. The bigger the range of movement, the better this is going to be. So create that big range if you can. As you start to create that dynamic movement, use your arms to control the force. Big range of movement if we can. Keep that speed up. Keep it in an athletic stance. And rest there. Great job. Now, the second exercise we're going to do is we're going to go down towards the floor. So we're going to set you up with a mat directly in front of you. You don't have to use a mat for this one, but we're going to do a couple of movements here. First one is a press up. So let's get you ready. And then we're going to jump your feet in and out. So lower your hips, chest, and whole body down towards the floor. Push up out of that press up position. Jump your legs in and out, and then repeat. Now, every time we lower yourself down towards the floor, be strong as you push yourself away. Jump your legs in and out into position. Lower yourself back down again. And you're trying to create that big range of movement, making sure your whole body lowers down to the floor and comes off the floor in one solid movement as well. Now, if you find this is too much, you can start doing your press-ups in a kneeling position if you'd like to. And rest there. Now, the third exercise we're going to do is called an explode. So for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to go down into a squat position. You're going to jump your feet together and then reset into that deep squat. Now, if you don't feel comfortable in the jumping, just do a very deep squat for me. Let's get going. So starting to push your heart rate up even higher now. This is an explosive movement, hence the name. And it's really going to help you strengthen up your legs and improve the conditioning as well. Also, little secret one, it pushes your heart rate as well. So try and keep that tempo and that speed up. Keep yourself working as quick and as hard as you can. Now, if you can keep yourself with this good form, you've just got 10 seconds left to go. Keep that rhythm, keep that tempo. Keep pushing the feet as quick as you can in and out of position. Great job, and relax there. So we're now going to do those 3 exercises again and try and push your fitness a little bit quicker now that you're used to the exercises. First exercise is going to be your speed skaters. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Drive your arms from side to side. Athletic stance again. Try and push yourself. And you want to do as much work as you can here. You will get a chance to ease off your heart rate when we go down to our core exercises. So try to push yourself harder in the first round. Then you will be working different muscles as we go into that second and also the third round as well. 15 seconds to go. See if you can start to push yourself a little bit further each repetition. And if you can keep that same speed up, that's when you're definitely going to be working into a higher level as well. And relax there. Good job. Let's get you ready down to the floor into those press-up positions. Now, remember, if you start to fatigue at any time, do a kneeling press-up as well. That's absolutely fine. Starts in 3, 2, off we go. Press up, jump your legs in and out, and then repeat. Now, each time you do that movement, really think about pushing the floor away so your whole body moves. It's like a moving plank exercise. We want your arms to really do a lot of work here, but try to think about squeezing your butt cheeks tight and strong, especially when you lower yourself back down. And that'll help keep you in a straight spine and a strong position. The last 5, definitely time for 1, maybe 2 more. And relax there. Okay, third exercise. Last one of this first round is going to be back to our explodes. So jumping into and out of that squat position. As quick as you can, try to maintain the form. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. Squat into that position and push yourself back out again. So just move in as quick as possible. Explode in and out of that position. Now I've swapped my feet over in this one, so I'm jumping my feet out wide as I stand tall and sinking into a narrow squat. It really doesn't matter which way around you do it, just showing a bit of variety so you can push yourself. And if you want to and feel comfortable getting into that deep squat position, you jump your feet out wide, then sink your hips in between it. 10 seconds to go. Just keep that speed going now. A little bit of recovery coming up just around the corner for you. And relax there. Great job. Let's take you down to the floor. Lying down onto your back. Arms and the legs extended long. Now on this one, we're going to exhale as you reach up into a V-sit position. Let's go for it. So exhale, reach towards your fingers. Inhale, lower yourself back down. Now you're trying to lift your shoulder blades off the floor. Control as you lower yourself back down again. Now this is a tough exercise for you. A couple of things to focus on. Pushing your lower back into the floor. If you feel your lower back is arching, it's a good intention to maybe just bend your elbows and your knees and start to bring those knees and elbows together so you're not extending back out into that strong, long position. Okay, relax there. Let's turn you over onto your front. The second core exercise is going to be a mountain climber. Now, when we go into this position, you're going to be in a strong press-up position, and we're going to walk your knees underneath the body in like a slow marching way as well. Let's get you set up. Off we go. 45 seconds of work again. Now, it doesn't need to be a rush. A lot of people will try and speed this exercise up, and their head starts to lower down, the hips start to come high, and it's a lot of work for the shoulders. I actually want your back muscles to do some of the work here. So think about squeezing your shoulder blades together, and you're going to start to feel all of your core muscles and your back muscles really start to stabilize through the upper body. And then when you take one foot off the floor, all of your core muscles have to react to get stronger and make this exercise as good as it can be. Good. Last couple of seconds here. And relax. Now we're going to go down onto a side plank position. So the elbow is going to be underneath the body. We're going to stack the feet on top of each other. I want you to do a 20-second plank here. Then we're going to have a really quick transition over to the opposite side, and we'll do another 20 seconds. Up we go. So push up into your elbow, extend your arm tall. The feet are stacked and pushing your hip up all the time. You're just trying to hold a strong position, but don't make it easy. Don't just sag and just hold the position. I want you to find it very active, a really working position. Keep focusing on pushing your hips high. Now, here's your quick transition over to the opposite side. You could just turn right away over. I'm going to keep facing towards you, though, and then up into the opposite side. Elbow underneath the shoulder, lifted the hips high. Feet are still stacked, creating that strong fist. I'm pushing up towards the ceiling. Holding that position as strong as possible. And relax there. Okay, let's get you to lie on your backs again, ready for those V-sits. And again on this V-sit, remember the option is to reduce the length of the body, so knees and elbows coming together is an option. But if you can, we'll keep the arms long and strong. Remember to exhale as you reach up. Inhale as you lower yourself back down again. Breathe out as you reach up. Inhale as you lower back down, keeping control. Nice steady movement. It's all about breathing and controlling this range. Think about pushing your lower back in towards the floor so it's stable and really controlling that lowering of the legs. This is where when you've got long legs, it can be a real challenge on the core. So be steady. Work with slow, controlled movement. If it's a bit too much, shorten the range of movement on your legs. Last one here. And let's turn you over. We've got mountain climbers next. So into that press-up position, walking your knees underneath the body, starting in just over 5 seconds. Let's start to prepare. Hands underneath the shoulders in a strong, tall press-up position, and then march the knees underneath the rest of the chest and stomach. Now, remember we said about shoulder blades. Think about bringing your shoulder blades back and down. It might mean that your hips are just a little bit lower, so your knees are very close to the floor. It's not a bad thing at all. It just means that you've got to be slow and quite methodical as you take that movement through the knees, but it will challenge your core more. The more you make the upper back work, the more the connection that all of these core muscles have to have. It gives you a better foundation, so better core, better strength, better stability. It's all good. Last 5 seconds to go. And relax there. Okay, side planks. 20 seconds on one side, then we swap to the other side. But quite a quick transition. So feet are stacked, elbow underneath the shoulder, extend the arm up high. 20 seconds, then the quick transition. 3, 2, 1, up. Here we go. Keep pushing that hips high. Think about squeezing your butt cheeks together again. Push through the elbow up high. If you ever feel yourself unstable in this position, split your feet, but bring the top foot in front of the bottom. Okay, here's your quick transition. Transfer over to the opposite side. You could just change over and then straight up and into that position again. I'm a big fan of doing short planks, but making them as hard as possible rather than holding them for a long period of time. There's a lot of evidence that shows that doing short, hard planks is a lot better than just hanging out in a position where you're not really working as hard as you can be. Okay, let's lose the map. We are now going to take you into our third and final round, where we are going to push your fitness a lot more. First exercise is going to be a lunge push-off. We're just going to use one leg. So I'm going to take you back into a lunge position. And from here, you're going to push off and then reset. This is like a progression of what we did in our warm-up. So push off the floor, get as much height up as possible. Really try and push your fitness on this one. So explosive movement, drive your knee up. You can see I'm using my arms to accelerate and also de-accelerate as I land. It helps me control that movement as I lower my back knee all the way down towards the floor, touching or just about an inch off, anything deep down in that position. Then it's a big movement, drive your knee up and reset. You're going to feel your heart rate's high. You're going to feel the burning coming into that front thigh. Just keep the tempo up. Last 3, 2, 1, and relax there. Next exercise is a bear core. So we're going to take you from the lower body to the upper body. I'm going to create a little bit of space here. Bring myself down onto the floor. And you're going to lift your knees up. And it's opposite arm and opposite leg that move at the same time. Let's go. Now, it doesn't have to be big movements. Quite small movements. And this will help keep your back straight. And then take you into that reverse bear crawl. And then take yourself forwards again. Now, if you don't have this much range to move in, that's absolutely fine. Just take yourself into whatever range of movement you've got available. I know some of you will be at home in a lounge, coffee table in the way, dog lying on the floor, probably licking your ears as you're down on the floor at the moment, but just keep yourself moving. Whatever range you've got. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Okay, here's the last exercise. This is the last exercise we're going to do. We are going to repeat those exercises that we've just done and do the opposite push-off lunge, but this is your last one. It's called a burpee. You're going to jump out, jump in, and jump up, or you can walk with me. So I'll show you the progression if you can. Jump out, jump in, and jump up. Here's your easier option. Walk out, walk in, stand up. So now you've got the 2 options. You pick the one that you want to work on, and let's get you working here. So this is your last exercise of the day. We do have all 3 of these exercises to do a second time, but I want you to do as much work as possible. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders, jump back into a strong plank position, jump into a deep squat, and then that big explosive movement at the top. This is actually just a combination of the moves that we've been building up to. Good, you're doing a great job today. Keep that big jump. Be strong and relax there. Okay. Let's do those again. Push off lunge to begin with. Let's get you set up. Down into a lunge position. Drive up with the opposite leg. Let's go straight into this. Drive that knee up high. Reset the back knee down towards the floor. So 45 seconds of work. Take that back knee down towards the floor, bending the knee. I feel like we're in the Game of Thrones when I say that. From that position, drive your arms high. Big range of movement. Keep the chin and chest up tall. I'll help keep your airway open. I know you guys are going to be fatiguing a little bit now, so try and do as much as you can. I've got my heart rate up. It's about 160 at the moment, so keep working hard with me. And relax there. Okay, bear crawls and burpees. Then it's yoga and on to the cool down. Okay, bear crawls to begin with. Let's get you set, starting in just over 8 seconds. Hands underneath the shoulders. Let's lift those knees up. And off we go. Opposite arm and opposite leg. Small movements, keeping yourself as low as you can. Keep your back straight. Push through the arms as you reverse that movement. Keep control. Keep steady. Now you've got 15 seconds to go. This is about stability around the shoulder now. I know those legs are tired. They're taking a lot of work as well. But really great conditioning exercise around the shoulders. And relax there. Okay, here it is. The last exercise before yoga. It's a burpee. You've got the two options. It's either that walk out, walk in and stand up, or you take yourself into those jumping positions with as much work as possible. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's jump in. Big movement up. Let's reset. Jump out, jump in, jump up. Big push off the floor. Make it as athletic as possible. Now you're doing a great job. We've got 20 seconds of work to go. Just focus on a little rhythm here. Think jump out, jump in, and then push off that floor. Get the big jump at the top. You can always walk this out. Just keep yourself moving if you really need to. Last one. Great job. Well done. Let's let your heart rates come back down. Let's take you through a little bit of a cool down now. So I'm going to grab the mat, take you down towards the floor. We have an up dog and down dog combination coming up first. Hands underneath the shoulders. Lower your hips towards the mat. Eyes look up, roll your shoulder blades back and down. Feel the stretch through the front of the hips. Now from here, making sure the toes are tucked under. Lift your hips high and hold into a downward facing dog. Now just starting to walk the heels. This will give the calves a little bit more of a stretch. So just slowly, a little bit more weight transfer from one side to the other. Now let's come back to upward facing dog. Now this time I've got the knees off the floor. Shoulders are still rolled back and down. I just feel that front hip stretch a little more. Feel a little bit more of a curve in the lower back. And again, let's push up and into your downward facing dog. Heels both sink down this time. Make it very active for your shoulders. Now, lifting one foot up, I want you to swing that foot forwards so it's close towards your hand. Now, reach your hand up high, push the back heel away. So you're really starting to stretch out. This is called the world's greatest running stretch. Gives you a really good hip stretch, a rotation through the spine, a stretch through the shoulders and through the back and arms. Now, bring the hand down inside, step back to downward facing dog, and then over to the opposite side again. Reach tall. Think about pushing that back heel away, making sure the weight is equal between both feet. Now bring the hand down inside that foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Now rest your knees onto the floor. And I want you to lower your hips towards your heels. Think about walking your fingertips forward slightly, just so you feel a stretch down through the back of the sides, from your shoulder blades all the way to your lower back. Now we're going to bring you back up to a standing position. So transfer the weight from your hands into your feet, roll up through the spine. Just loosen your body up slightly. Now, I want you to think about doing an upper back stretch here. So wrap your arms around an imaginary giant inflatable ball. From this position, think about if you were to blow and inflate that ball, your elbows would move further out, your arms move further away, and your upper back gets a deep stretch. Now from here, bring your hands behind you, lift your chin and chest up tall, linking the hands together. And I want you to feel the stretch come across the front of your shoulders and your chest. And you just open up through the upper torso. Good, and just loosen up again. Now, taking yourself onto one foot, bring one foot into the palm of your hand, have a slight bend in the knee. I want you to push the front of your hip forwards. This will not only help stretch through the thigh, but also through your hip flexor. And that's done quite a bit of work today as well. Good, and then slowly release that. Let's swap it over to the opposite side. Again, a slight bend in that standing foot, lengthen through the torso. Think about pushing that front hip forward so you get that stretch through the thigh and also through the hip flexor. Hold that stretch. And then slowly release it, just loosen yourself up. Thank you very much for joining us for this Matrix Fitness workout. This is the last workout we'll be doing, so we won't be with you next week, but we encourage you to get back into your Matrix facilities where all of the gym equipment will be ready to be used as well. We look forward to seeing you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.